So, first thing that I want to talk about is one of the things that you've been working on since, for this year is increasing the effectiveness to the start of your class. And I think that students are doing a better job of entering your class and getting started right away. What are some of the key moves that you've made that has led to a more efficient start to class?
I've been better about checking every few kids.
Definitely.
And making specific comments.
Yeah.
Which I'm pretty good, I will say, not completely, but pretty good about following up with the merits.
Yeah.
I should be better because I do give more demerits than merits. So that is actually something that kind of niggles at the back, trying to balance that out. Then also I've been making sure to have my timer on so that I stop with enough time to go over it before starting.
Great. So I heard a few things. One was making sure that when you're letting students into class, you're like checking, issuing merits and demerits, and also the use of a timer and timestamps. Great. So we have been working on strengthening your teacher radar, and during our last session, we mentioned radar. So today we're gonna zoom back in on that. Particularly, I want to talk. So last session, and I just want to name I kind of threw out a few different things. So I want to just focus on hotspots today. So the question that I want you to answer is, how does effectively scanning for hotspots hold students accountable? So I'm going to model it, and then we're going to look at a video of, there's a particular hotspot. Now it's a little bit different because I don't know, it was your 7th hour that I came into. So it might be a little bit of a different group, but I think your hotspots are going to stay the same. In terms of your kiddos, kind of what you were talking about.
Right, and that 7th period is that new configuration of kids that poses some challenges.
Great.
Definitely.
I will also, I'm happy to come, what period did you say?
That's 7th, and I have the exact same ones in my Essential Lit now.
Okay, and that's one thing is I can come into 4th hour now and see your essential literacy, so we can, if that's where you want me to follow up at the end of the session, we can talk about me coming to observe hotspots in 4th hour.
All right, let me put this out here too. I talked with Pendleton yesterday. After having some struggles during class, with 2 students in particular, Will and Luan, and she texted saying, can we talk after school about Will and Luan? And she was speaking specifically about the situation yesterday, and I said I would love to, but I'd also like to do a general conversation that will include Marcos and Siobhan.
Great. So you've kind of already, I think, identified your hotspots in 3rd and 4th hour. So those are maybe the kiddos that you can be thinking about while we go through today's coaching session.
Okay. And I just wanted to say that we're working on an incentive plan.
Oh, great.
I'm going to hammer out over the weekend and run it past her, and then meet with the 4 guys on Monday.
Beautiful. Okay. So I'm going to, I think one area for hotspots is releasing into any type of independent work. So I'm just going to release them into an independent practice and then scan for hotspots. Okay. Scholars, you have 20 minutes to silently and independently complete questions 1 through 5. Go ahead and begin. Thank you, Deshawn. Thank you, Will. Thank you, Marco. And I called out those names intentionally. I'll also model, would it be helpful if you saw me model issuing demerits?
Yeah.
Okay, great.
Thank you.
No, thank you for naming that. Okay. All right, scholars, you have 20 minutes to silently and independently complete questions 1 through 5. Go ahead and begin. Thank you, Marco. Deshawn, that's 1, off task. Thank you. Thank you, my back row. Marco, that's 1, off task. Go ahead and begin. Thank you. Okay. And that was actually, I'm glad we talked about that. because I want to focus in, I tried to also think about your hotspots specifically in this class in terms of like the setting of the class. So I want you to focus in over here. This was right before break.
Technology.
I think I have it on my phone too, so. Let's see if I have it on my phone. Thanks for bearing with me.
Not a problem. I've been conscious of what we talked about before, which is trying to be really direct, the way you just modeled the, being really direct and efficient about saying that's one and what it's for.
Okay.
I'm probably hitting maybe 60-40
Okay.
in terms of getting better at that. That's still something where
And I feel like that's where sorry, we can pause there. I feel like that maybe that's where I jump the gun. Like I think we can focus on hotspots first, and I think that will make a difference. And then because I threw a lot of things at you. I threw like hotspots and issuing demerits a specific way. So that was my bad.
Yes and no. I'm not blaming you, because for me, it's partly that I tend to want to be really specific about, you know, you're doing this to avoid the, what'd I do?
Yeah, no, I hear you, but I think that definitely, I think strengthening your teacher radar will also help with that.
Okay.
Okay. Let's see if I can skip this now. Okay, so focus in over in this corner. Okay, I want to pause right there. Did you hear what you just said about
I didn't. Couldn't
Okay.
tell what I was saying.
First of all, I guess, has Deshaun gotten started at all yet?
Nope.
Okay, and then listen.
Not only that, at least 2 laps.
And then listen to what you said. You said excellent work this column, and he actually hadn't gotten started yet. So,
And I would say that the problem there is, I probably didn't notice that he was walking
Sure.
around the room.
so that's exactly what we're talking about today, in terms
Okay.
of like, what was the difference between like me scanning for hotspots and what you just saw when you scanned?
Well, what was the difference?
I guess, so, what is the gap, I guess, between the way I was looking around versus the way you looked around?
I'm not sure how to answer that. I think the problem was I was totally preoccupied with just greeting people at the door rather
Sure.
than actually,
But when you planted yourself at the front,
uh-huh.
you like went like this and you looked at that row. What was the
Okay.
difference between the way you looked at the row and the way that I scanned?
Oh, physically wasn't moving.
Okay, so you weren't moving, and then thinking about hotspots. What, like, did I make sure to do when I was scanning?
Mentioning specific students' names.
Looking at specific
Okay.
students.
Okay.
So like, yes, he walked around for quite a while, but also like when you planted yourself, you shouted out his column, but you didn't actually scan to see what he was doing specifically.
Okay.
And he hadn't gotten started at all.
Okay.
So I guess like let's stamp that. What was
All right.
What was the difference between?
Specifically looking at the students who are a problem.
Yeah.
Who are not usually focused.
Or who don't maybe struggle to get started right
Yeah.
away, for sure. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna strengthen your teacher radar by scanning for those hotspots. So I want us to, you kind of already have an idea of who those hotspots are and when you need to scan for them. So do you happen to have your materials for Monday?
Oh, yeah.
Great.
The packet?
Mhm.
Uh-huh. What, 1, 2?
One for you.
Got some notes in it, I'll just use. Okay.
Okay. So the way we're gonna do this is we are going to pre-plan by identifying who the hotspots are and when we need to scan for them. And then scan the room using the dance moves and making eye contact. For a kiddo like Deshaun, that's really important. For a kiddo like
Yes.
Marco, that's really important. And then issuing the corrections when they're not meeting that expectation. So we'll start with the planning. Who and when we need to scan. So let's think about, would you like to focus on fifth or first for next week?
Let's go ahead and do, okay, let's go ahead and do fifth.
That's what I had, okay. I had fifth hour. So let's go ahead and take a look at your class packet for fifth hour. So, you've let kiddos into the room. Before you take attendance, this is like what I would put, I'd put like scan for, and then who are your hotspots in fifth hour?
That's those four.
Marco?
Marco, Will, Siobhan, and, oh, no, I don't have Siobhan in that group.
Marco, Will,
And Luan.
Luan, and that's it.
I'm sorry.
No, you can pull up your attendance, the class has changed, it's totally fine.
Because that's this group. So actually, Jerron has trouble getting started. Jarvis.
And that's okay too, I think that gives you know that it's gonna be like, maybe Jerron doesn't struggle when you release him into independent practice, but he struggles with the first part of class, that's okay to just like identify him at the beginning.
And then Deshaun, oh, what?
Great.
And Will and Marco,
We
and
got
Lonnie.
this. Oh, and Lonnie, okay.
Mhm. And Jerron isn't necessarily a big behavior issue, it's just a getting started issue.
Okay. So, and Lonnie. Okay, so that's what I want you to do, is I want you to identify who you're gonna scan for and where on the packet. So like,
Okay.
scan for, once students are greeted. So once you've greeted students at the door, go ahead and scan for hotspots,
Okay,
and then you would go to attendance.
okay,
Okay?
all right.
So you can do that in the rest of the packet. I don't know what your independent practice and stuff
Oh, so write this at the beginning
I
of
want
each
you to write-
independent practice.
Or
check
wherever you're
practice.
releasing them and you know that this is like, you need to scan.
Okay, all
Mhm.
right. Yeah, I want to just note that I want to ask you a question about that entrance too.
Great, perfect, that's fine.
And actually, see, Milan's not in this group.
Oh, you're just fine.
Except I might replace with Jocelyn, she had the job done yesterday.
And Jocelyn, definitely get over eye contact over.
Mm-hmm.
Once you make eye contact, you might not even need to issue the correction.
Okay, so do I get it? Yep. Oh, Jarvis is on. Okay. My brain's not working here.
Yes, that's right. And then,
It's 7, and I'm having trouble
where are you?
over here. Deshawn, Will, Jarvis, Lonnie, oh, Marco. My brain did it today. No, it's not true, actually, we did. And then this one's missing Jarvis. There we go.
Great.
And then I have the independent.
Okay, so what I want you to do is I want you to kind of practice what the gap was that day where I want you to come in from greeting and I want you to scan for those hotspots,
Okay.
making sure 100% of scholars are doing what they need to do on their do now before they go into your attendance. Marco.
Marco, what Marco's done is gotten better at eating, but
Yeah,
he's still not, he's gotten those, he can't see. Okay, question.
Sure.
About the, Deshawn coming in and wandering,
Sure.
and my not noticing it.
Sure.
So, what the way my brain is thinking is, okay, so now I know that that's happening. What I'm gonna do is every time I turn around, I'm gonna look to see that.
Yeah,
Deshaun's
so
in
when
the
you're
seat
greeting,
As soon as he comes in.
when you're greeting and you're, because you do, I mean, I don't know if you could hear yourself in the video, you did say like, thank you, Zulima, for getting started right away, thank you for your focus. Scan, like, I don't know where does he sit?
Sean's right there.
Oh, if he's still right
So
there,
it's
just
easy.
like, be very dramatic, and
Yeah.
just be like, make sure, and if you, yeah, that's, and if that's, like, that's something that if you know, just like, make sure you're dramatic in your scan for him.
Yeah. The other thing that just jumped out at me in the video was, okay, so I'm noticing that she went to her seat, she's quiet, but she did not start working at all.
Who?
Zulema.
So then, yeah.
Until I was standing there at the front.
I would then, like, when you're scanning again, like, make sure, you can also narrate what you want the kids to do, like,
Mhm.
thank you, Zanima, for getting started on question 1. And if you still don't seem you're getting started on question 1, then you can issue the merit. Yep.
Okay. All right, so you want me at the door?
No, I want you to, like, pretend you've already welcomed everyone, I want you to scan.
Oh, okay.
Yep. Thinking about those hot spots for 5th hour.
Okay. Margot, thank you for getting started. Deshawn, thank you. Will, good job. Will's on number 2. Lonnie, thank you. Jarvis, thank you for getting started. Jocelyn, excellent progress.
Okay, so, it was really effective, like, I could tell that, like, you were attempting to make eye contact, like, it was like, even though the kids aren't in here, like, I could tell you were being very intentional with your eye contact. Next time what I would like you to try is, like, really plant yourself and make your dance moves dramatic. So,
Instead
like,
of moving?
yeah, so instead of moving, like, I'm on my tippy toes a lot, or like, some people like the pillar. Like, depending on, if you're like looking in the front, like lean, but be a little bit more dramatic,
Okay,
in those dance moves.
okay.
So plant and then be dramatic.
Deshawn, thank you. Thank you, Jarvis. Lonnie, good start, thank you. Will, thank you. Jocelyn, good progress, thank you. Margaret.
Okay, that was, I mean, I think that was a lot more effective than the wandering, because it's like very clear that you are in the front of the room looking for specific things.
Okay.
And this time what I want you to try is I want you to try issuing a demerit, so like, you've made eye contact, you've said Deshawn, he's still not working, I want you to issue a correction for off task.
Okay. Jocelyn, good start. Jarvis, -1 off task. Will, thank you. Deshawn, -1 off task. Fine, thank you. Margot, thank you.
How did that feel?
Better.
Okay,
I mean, I think that the hot spots, particularly Jarvis, Deshawn, and Will, in my mind, I'm hearing, what'd I do?
sure. Okay, so let's try that.
In which case, it would be a demerit for inappropriate response.
I want you to try that, inappropriate reaction.
Okay,
Okay, so I want you to say, Jarvis, that's 1 off task, and I can say what I do, and I want you to issue the inappropriate reaction. That's actually round 3 of practice, so that's great.
okay. Ani, good start. Jarvis? -1 off task. That's one. Oh, I didn't say one. -1 for inappropriate response. Oh, that's 2, isn't it?
Yep.
Okay.
Okay, let's try it again.
Jocelyn, excellent start, thank you. Lonnie, thank you. Jarvis, -1 off task. -2 inappropriate response. Deshawn, thank you. Will, -1 off task.
Okay, so it was really effective. Your like lightning quick correction, it was like -1 off task. He had the reaction, -2 inappropriate reaction. The only thing that I would really, to strengthen your teacher radar in the hotspot there, hold the eye contact until he gets started.
Okay.
You kept
all right.
scanning.
Okay.
So like hold it until he gets started after that second correction.
Okay.
You wanna try it one more time?
Yeah, I do want to just put this out there too. It's interesting we're doing this today because I actually was doing it more like this during my 7th block today, not my 5th block today. And it's also interesting is bringing up holding the eye contact because I don't know if you saw on the Hangouts, it was at his desk though, I wasn't up here at the front
Sure.
during their quiz where I had said to Jerron, -2 attempted sleeping, and he said, my eyes weren't even closed, -2 inappropriate response, and I just turned around, came back to put the demerits in, looked up, and he was gone.
Yep. So hold the eye contact. So let's
Okay.
try it one last time.
Okay. John, good start, thank you. Jocelyn, thank you. Will, -1 off task. Jarvis, -1 off task.
I didn't do anything.
-2, inappropriate response. Thank you. Deshawn, thank you. Marco, -1 off task.
Much better. Like you really held that with me, and so like I either had the option, like I was either gonna start or like it would have.
Create scene.
Yeah. So it was either gonna go somewhere.
Make
or,
the choice.
And I think you held it. Yeah. The expectation was clear.
Okay.
So I'm going to come observe your 4th hour on Monday.
Okay, now 4th hour is different hotspots, but that's still.
Oh, 5th hour. Oh, I can look at a 5th hour.
Either one is fine, because in 4th hour, 3rd and 4th is when I have the Will, Marco, Siobhan, Luan. But that's gonna be the same strategies, so.
Okay.
And the problem with 4th hour is that we're doing the rotations.
I think. Okay.
I
No, I'll
know,
come
which is still-
observe. No, that's a good point. I'm gonna come observe 5th hour.
Okay,
And then I'm going to observe 5th hour on Tuesday.
okay. 5th hour on Tuesday.
Okay. And then when I'm observing, I'm looking for you scanning those hotspots and calling out those if they're not getting started.
Yeah, okay.
And holding the eye contact.
Okay.
Great job, Grace.
Okay.
All right. Any questions for me?
No, I think I asked them as we were going, the ones that I've been having.
Okay. All
But
right.
particularly, looking at that video and the 2 things that just leapt out at me